107 years ago, 1.5 million Armenians and over 1 million Assyrians and Greeks perished at the hands of the Ottoman Empire. 107 years later, we, the descendants of those lucky enough to survive such systematic persecution, march for truth. We march for remembrance, we march for recognition, we march for justice. My name is Lara Megerditchian, and I am a member of the Armenian Youth Federation of Australia. And most importantly, I am a proud descendant of Armenian genocide survivors. We are honoured to be joined by the Greek and Assyrian communities, our brothers and sisters in fighting for justice and recognition. As we share a past, we share the pain and trauma, and now we share the responsibility to fight for our collective cause. This year marks the 107th anniversary of the Armenian, Greek and Assyrian genocides. This year also marks the 11th anniversary of Prime Minister Scott Morrison's backflip on his genocide declaration, where he once declared on record that he believes that the Armenian genocide was one of the greatest crimes against humanity, and that it is important that Australia recognise the Armenian genocide for what it was, a genocide. He has since continued bowing to the pressure of Turkey's dictatorship. Today, over 32 nations have accurately recognised the Armenian, Assyrian and Greek genocides, including last year, when a close ally of both Australia and Turkey, the United States, chose to speak the truth and stand on the right side of history by utilising the most important word to our history and to our cause, genocide.
Turkey has failed! Turkey has failed! Turkey has failed!
The lesson of history is that when recognition fails due to political pragmatism and public forgetting becomes an appropriate response, historical justice is not possible, and soon events will repeat themselves. This happened 107 years ago, and today it is happening again, as innocent men, women and children are being violently murdered and tortured in the ethnically indigenous Armenian Republic of Artsakh. In September 2020, Azerbaijan, with the backing of Turkey, launched an attack on Artsakh with the sole purpose of finishing off what their pan-Turkic forefathers started 107 years ago. To make this clearer for you, Mr. Prime Minister, 1915, the world failed to stop the premeditated and systematic genocide initiated by the Pashas of the Ottoman Empire. 2020, we all witnessed the deafening silence of the global community as this neo-Ottoman pan-Turkic ideology roared its gruesome and horrific aim of continuing the Armenian genocide, trying to rid the world of another Christian race. Those nations who wish to continually neglect genocides around the world are just as dangerous as those countries committing genocide. Their silence leads to death, whether it be 1.5 million men, women and children, or an entire generation of young soldiers and innocent civilians who merely wish to live in peace and freedom, the story remains the same. Turkey's Erdogan and Azerbaijan's Aliyev are bullies. And Prime Minister Scott Morrison, you are no better, as silence is complicity. It is time to speak up. It is time for Prime Minister Scott Morrison to end his silence.
Repeat after me. End your silence!
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 Speak up, Skirmer!
Speak up, Scrummers!
Speak up, Skirmer!
Speak up, Scrummers!
Speak up, Skirmer!
Speak up, Scrummers!
In 2011, you praised our Anzacs for bravely defending the Armenian, Assyrian and Greek orphans. Yet in 2022, you continue to allow Turkey to hold the sacred graves of our Anzac martyrs as hostages, to force Australia to become complicit in Turkey's shameful denial of the Armenian, Assyrian and Greek genocides. End the gag order, Mr. Prime Minister. Honour our Anzacs. Honour those Australians who came together to help Armenian orphans in what became our great nation's first international humanitarian relief efforts. Stand up, Mr. Prime Minister. Join the right side of history, just as the US, just as France and Canada, who have all affirmed what we already know. that the Ottoman Empire committed a genocide.
Repeat after me. Speak up, ScoMo! Speak up, ScoMo! Speak up, ScoMo! Recognize genocide! Recognize genocide! Recognize genocide!
For my fellow Armenian, Assyrian and Greeks, it is up to us to ensure that our history is never forgotten. It is up to us, the youth, the next generation, to continue educating the world about genocide. We are the future, and now the need for justice is in our hands. Every day we must fight because no one else will. We remember and we demand justice. We cannot be silent. We will not be silent.
1915, never again! 1915, never again! 1915,